Just wanted to show you guys my new lights. They don't seem too bright in the daylight, but and the trailer is filthy, which is very becoming to a heavy haul kind of operation. But wait a second, we still have lots of room in here. And all this is because I went into that, you know, junkyard. Yeah, so I can move like 10 more feet. Jeez. Actually, oh, now they're looking good. I see, and they changed the pattern. I don't know if you can see it, but the truck spent probably like all day at Kenworth, and they asked me, so they did the lights, they replaced the fuel filters because there was too much restriction. I complained about the losing pretty much 50% of air in the suspension, and they found one of the fittings was loose, and they just took it out, resealed it under warranty, so they didn't charge me for that. Lights were 149 bucks Canadian each plus installation, and they gave me a deal, they gave me a discount because I told them, you know, like the only reason I'm putting them on is because the factory ones, which are under warranty, they kept failing, right? And I also asked the mechanic, you know, last time I did the grease on the trailer, like last week, I noticed that these were still like dry, and I climbed in there and I found a fitting. So like there's two fittings that shop did not notice, and so I asked the guy over here in Kenworth if he can put grease in there, which I see he did. And I asked him to see if he can do anything about these, and I see that he tried it because I put grease on them, right? And you see this one is clean, and so I guess he tried it, he put it in, he could not put it in. And I called the guy who helped me buy this trailer, and he said, "Oh, we're sorry, we're no longer a Fontaine dealer." I said, "How did that happen?" Is it hooked up to the same strobe light on the dash? See, that's what's cool from the factory. You know, everything is the way it's supposed to be. You don't have like some homemade switch somewhere if you do it afterwards. That's why I wanted to do it at the factory. It's just that I'm still surprised that, you know, they use those lights. Okay, hold on, let me, before I forget, so I gotta change it to we close all this. Okay, so now we've been driving. Oh, and now it put me in on duty. Okay, so now we're just gonna change it to off duty. Okay, then I gotta sign log, save, and that's it. Except that if I move now 2 feet, it might put me back on, but no, the speed is too slow. And this is the light. They look pretty big when I you know, when I was holding them in my hands, but they're not that big. But these were the biggest that the Kenworth had. So these ones have like 11 patterns of flashing. And that's what they asked me. They said, "What pattern do you want us to program?" And I look at the list, and one of them was random. And I said, "I want this one." And so now these lights, I think it's going to be pretty cool. So like every 5 seconds or so, the pattern changes. And you saw two already, right? You saw two, like, and the way you can program it, you can program them as a single, so they flash at the same time simultaneously. Or I think double, where they, you know, like do like purr, you know, like, it's so fun. But I decided to go one step above and beyond it, so now mine are, you know, random. So if you see some crazy truck driving with Christmas tree type of lights and disco music, that's me. And what else? And so yeah, oh, I wanted to show you guys the bill. Oh boy. So I just wanted to say that how expensive it is to okay, replace to fix a truck. I mean, even when you have a brand new truck, you still have to pay $1,012.55 Canadian. So they charge me $30. All units are Canadian. $30 for shop supplies. I think $30, that's a medium-sized pizza and a couple of Diet Pepsi. Maybe I may be mistaken, it might be Diet Coke. So that's shop supplies, code word. LED beacon pulse 2 medium, $139.91 each, for the total of $279.82. Red heat shrink butt, splice, 4 at 85 cents. All right, so total, labor, $333. Total, like lights, parts, the pizza, shop supplies, $646 bucks. But now I'm the proud owner of a random flashing pattern LED lights, so these should last for a long time. And second thing he did, task 2, I asked him to set the jake brake, this one over here, to apply automatically, right, when I'm in the cruising mode. And the guy hooked up to inside, checked the cruise control interaction. It was disabled, so I programmed it in the ECM. Then I programmed the minimum to 6 kilometers per hour and maximum to 10 for when the jake brakes will come on after unit hits maximum speed. And of course they should have showed me how to do this now. How do I choose between 6 and 10? 6 is too short. 10 is more like it because it's like 6 miles per hour. Anyway, the guy charged me $7.78 for shop supplies. What is that? What can you buy for $7.78? I think it's a couple of big jugs of Diet Coke. That's what I think it was. Labor, $86.42 for the total of $94.20 to reprogram the jake brake. Welcome to the world of Kenworth service. Air system. Customer indicates there is an air leak in secondary system. Loses 50% of air overnight. Cause: tree idle or treadle valve fitting leaking. Check system. Eventually found an air fitting and the treadle valve leaking. Took pictures and attached to the RO. Drained air system. Removed the fitting. Resealed it. Built up air system. Rechecked for leak. System okay. Shop supplies, $20.49. Pipe sealant, $6.68. Labor, $0. Because it was a warranty, so they did charge me for the pizza and Coke, but not for labor. Cool. And task number 4 I asked him to do was fuel system. Check fuel filters, replace if needed. I said replace, I didn't ask to check. Correction, replace both fuel filters. Unit did not start right away. They told me it's normal. Had to bleed it several times and erase a code for low fuel pressure. Shop supply, $6.53. Fuel filter spin-on, $32.42. Filter element, like I guess the other one in the water separator, $43.17. Environmental handling charge, 50 cents. Total $155.12. Again, all units are Canadian. 155. Where did that came from? Oh, labor, $72. Okay. Task 5. Customer has inquired if default screen on dash when starting unit can be changed from fuel mileage to vehicle speed. Shop supplies, 0. Parts, 0. Labor, 0. I like it. I think he might have done it. So total parts, $358.81. Labor, $492. Miscellaneous, $44.33. Invoice subtotal $896, tax $116, total invoice paid $1,012.55. Now the good news is that I'm gonna get back the tax, $116, as I always say that we in Canada are compensated directly by the government. I do a return of anything, any trucking related expense where Ontario sales tax was part of the price, like in this case, like you see here, $896, tax $116. So the government pays me back $116.49. Okay, so basically my repair was $896. But still, for a brand new truck, but you know, I needed the lights. I couldn't find the leak myself. I don't want to mess with those fittings. I needed that, and actually they didn't charge me for that, right? The biggest, yeah, the lights were the most expensive one. The fuel filters, I needed to replace them because they were, you know, jammed, right? Because that thing, fuel filter restriction, showed some pretty bad readings. It was already climbing towards, like, see, 10. It started like this at 0. Then at idle, and when I was cruising, it was at 5, and on the load going uphill, it started hitting 10, and then eventually 12, you know? And I didn't feel any loss in power and fuel economy. It was as bad as it always was, but which is okay, I'm used to that. But I didn't want to get stuck somewhere, you know, in the middle of nowhere, right? So better change them. So I guess I got some bad fuel somewhere. That's what happened. Okay, so this is done, and I wanted to, the last thing I wanted to do today, but there was not enough hours in the day. I wanted to fix those nails that I saw on the trailer tires. I could not find them, you know. I moved the trailer a couple of times. I was looking at the tire, I'm pretty sure it was that tire, last axle, on the driver's side. I don't see it, you know, and I don't see it's leaking. We'll have to check later. And also what I did is I sent my Nikon lens for service repair, because I had this expensive lens and it was out of focus, and that's what I used to take pictures of the truck and the load with my camera. And so it's past the exchange period of 2 weeks, so I had to send it to Nikon Canada in Mississauga, Ontario. So they're gonna do a correction of the focusing system inside the lens. And also IFTA sent me a bill for 38 bucks Canadian that I owe them for the last fuel return that I did that. And so yeah, now my post office says they received a new package. We're gonna pick it up later, but I got my coveralls in the car. That's important. I gotta remember to move them to my truck. And so the plan tomorrow is I gotta get up early again, real early, because 8 o'clock I gotta be eastern suburb of Toronto, which is Scarborough, Ontario, and we are attempting to load allegedly 95,000 pounds. It was supposed to be 90, then they notified me this morning, now it's 95. So I got 200 bucks extra out of them, US. And it's a big, like a homemade machine. My understanding is that the frame, because it looks like a dozer with the excavator on top. Like, I'm serious. I look at the picture, and when I call the guy to confirm, I said, I saw the picture, it looks like a mix. Like somebody, you know, the father was an excavator and the mother was a dozer, you know. And the guy says, yeah, it's based on a dozer chassis, except they added a boom and it's a trencher, but a big one. And I said, how realistic do you think the weight that I got from the broker is? Like 95,000 pounds. You think it's really that heavy? The guy says, oh yeah, I think so. But I didn't order the permits, and the broker says, you ordered the permits, right? I said, no way. I'm gonna scale, because maybe this thing is like 86,000 pounds. You know, why would I pay, you know, more? Just doesn't make sense. I got burned many times before, so you gotta scale. I gotta check the measurements. I asked them if it's gonna work on my trailer. They said, yeah, it should, if it's like an excavator, but they couldn't get me exact numbers, so I'm just taking a slight risk. I look at the picture, it looks big, so if it's big I can load it. I cannot load it, it's very small, you know, like if the tracks are too close together, if they cannot straddle my race center, but that's only 45 inches. So like this thing on the picture, it looked pretty big, and so I'm gonna make sure that my camera is charged, and that it's a small job site. I'm positive they would probably allow me to film in there, but if not, I mean, shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna hook up the camera to the back of the sleeper, and you'll guys see, because this should be a very big machine. Like there was a guy in the picture standing next to it, and this thing did look like it was 11 feet tall, like they say, you know. And so my trailer should be legal height, which is cool. And I already talked to the bridge, and they say that with my spacings and my axles, that would allow me up to like 152 roughly, and I'm registered for 150 in New York, 150 gross, so we should be good. And I will know my axle weights tomorrow after I scale, and then I try to get if I can load it, if it fits my trailer, then I'm gonna scale, and then I'm gonna order my bridge permit, and then New York permit. And again, New York permit might take a while, because it's over 140 gross, might require engineering structure review. But this load, the rate is awesome, and it's only one state. It's just going across the border, you know. So if I have to sit there a week, I don't care, because this pays just, let's say, enough, you know. And again, only one state, one escort for New York. I don't care, but I love these big machines, you know. I never did the 95,000 pounds, so we're gonna try to do it. Okay, so now oh, and I got an email here from the broker. Let's see what she says here. Oh, some guy sent me an email, says, hey Sergey, we haven't met, but I'd like to connect. I'm looking for a few owner operators to join an advisory group I'm putting together to help us create a useful app for independent owner operators. Please take a look at my video below and let me know if you're interested. So this guy, they're creating some kind of an app, so I might take a look later. Yeah, and I told them that of course this machine has to be washed, and when I called the guy, surprise, he says, well, we have no water over here. There's no way for us to wash this machine. And so I sent an email to the broker. I said, okay, I know it's always hard for you guys. I said, now there's a truck wash at the border, I'll take care of it. Okay, I said last time they did it for 70 bucks Canadian with a big excavator, but I said as long as this thing is not too dirty. If it's too dirty, they might say no, because that's what they told me last time. They want the machine to be you know, they don't want it to be too dirty. And I asked the broker also, I said, okay, I need customs paperwork, I need customs invoice, and I need to know who the customs broker is to, you know, to clear the customs. And as of 5:12 p.m. and then Central Time, she says, I'm still working on getting the paperwork from my sales rep. Actually, wait a second. And then 5:27, she says, here's your paperwork. Let's check. Yeah, a beautiful looking PDF. Yeah, the address is the same as on my rate confirmation, because the first time they gave me a wrong one. Steenbergen Holland Drain 1992 BSY 4500 trencher. Okay. 95,000 pounds. Okay, this will be really cool. All right, and so yeah, what I did is, instead of sitting, I knew that it would take them forever to fix the truck, Kenworth, and even though they have a comfortable coffee you know, lounge and free coffee, but I think last time I drank all of it, and so I said, you know what, can you give me a ride to Starbucks down the street? So I went there, said like a couple of hours there, and I figured, wait a second, I might be, you know, I need to ship this Nikon lens, I need to pay the IFTA tax, I need to be doing some things, and the truck might be there all day. And I was right, because I only picked it up at 4 o'clock, you know, so they spent all day on it. And so what I did is I took an Uber from the Kenworth shop to Cambridge, where I left my car, and then I did all my stuff, and then I drove back there to pick up the truck, and so I left my car in there. So my car is 24 kilometers away. So now what is this? Also assignment. I already get paid for this. Yeah, this previous load guy says, do you have a notice of assignment? What notice of assignment? It's already paid. Yeah, let me just type a quick. I already got paid. Everything evening. No. Everything was set up, set up in advance. I'm just using, thank you. Yeah, the factoring company just sent me the money today. Okay, so now we're gonna make some Uber guy extremely happy. Uber. All right. I need to activate location. All right. Where to? Thank you. Jesus. Okay, what's the address there? 44 Barnes Road. Yep, that's the Kenworth in Cambridge. Confirm your pickup. No, that's not this one. Okay. Finding your ride. So let's see what happens. Finding your ride. Looking. Or Muhammad, average rating 4.9, has completed 3,635 trips. Wow, this guy is a menace to taxi cabs in the area. Toyota Camry. Okay, I got the last 3 digits, so let's go.